In the 12th and final round, and it was an exquisite.
I got to be careful.
Of his boxing ability.
Here, let me mute this. Adam Azim just got a 12th round stoppage against the late replacement Kurt Scoby. It says he's from Pennsylvania. I wonder if he's from, well, what is that, Philadelphia, if he's from Philly. But anyway, moving on. The DAZN copyrighted my Richard Riakporhe video when he knocked out Tommy Welch in round number 2. So I'm going to try to get that video up later on after I make some edits. But we are now one fight away from the main event. Coming up next is going to be Jack Catterall versus Ekow Essuman. And don't be surprised if that fight turns out to be a snoozer. On T Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Adam Azim is the goods. I got to be honest. I'm sold. And let me tell you why. 23 years old. He's now 14-0 with 11 KOs. He's got the length as far as the reach. He's got the height, 5'10" at 140 pounds. I like the body punching. He's got the jab. He's got, fast hands. They'll say he's the fastest hands in boxing, but I don't agree with that. But he's fast. Everything you would want from a young boxer at his size, he'll give you. I got to be careful. They're going to copyright this video. So I'm going to try to wait till they upload the clip onto Twitter and try to show you from there. But yeah, dude is good. Now, will he be a world champion one day? I think so. But remember, the top of the 140-pound division is pretty stacked. By the way, he is a boxer fighter. Ben Shalom. That's when Scooby took the knee in the last round. And he got up and then a referee stopped the fight. So, I guess what I'm saying is he's got the goods. But he's still young, and it's time to fast track him and move him a little bit faster now. Now, remember, they wanted that Dalton Smith fight. Dalton Smith is going to be fighting Subriel Matias in the Barclays Center of all places. That fight ain't selling no tickets, by the way. In January, I might try to go to that fight because nobody's going to it, to be very honest. But let me say it this way. When I look at the top of the 140-pound division, we saw that Teofimo Lopez lost to George Kambosos. Teofimo is in talks to have a fight finalized and announced sometime soon for also January, I believe, against Shakur Stevenson. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say I would love to see Adam Azim versus Shakur Stevenson. I would love to see him versus Gary Antoine Russell or Richardson Hitchens. I never talked this highly about fighters, but what I'm seeing and what I saw tonight, and I've been covering him because I covered the Harvard Davies fight, who I thought, my bad, who I thought at the time was over the hill, but never really, really that good, like a special fighter. When it comes to Sergey Limpinets, same thing. PBC tried to hype him up to be more than what he was, but I never really was a fan of Sergey Limpinets, to be very honest. But still, those are two solid, nice scalps that he stopped. And in fact, was Sergey Limpinets stopped before? Yeah, he was. Yeah, Boots stopped him. I remember that. Okay. And O'Hara, well, we saw when he was thrown under the bus. Remember that. He was stopped two other times before Zim. So let's see if we get a post-fight interview. So what I'm seeing with the height, with the skill set, and he's got the ability to, some fighters don't have that extra gear where they'll have a fighter hurt or know they can finish a fighter and they go out there and get it. He has that killer instinct. So now the question is, looking at the rankings, because I think that Dalton Smith is going to lose to Subriel Matias. But then again, you never know with Subriel, but I think he's going to lose, to be very honest. And I don't know why I don't feel too confident about that. So, of course, Eastside Cruz is going to be taking on Lamont Roach. Gary Antoine Russell. Isn't he fighting this guy right here? Is this fight scheduled yet? I'm sorry. Remember, I haven't covered boxing in a while, so I'm kind of out of the loop. I'm catching back up. I know he's supposed to be fighting the Japanese guy, this guy right here, from my understanding. We just don't know when. I'm trying to see who. We're not going to see him versus a Jose Ramirez. I don't think Jose Ramirez will take that fight unless it's for a title. I'm looking at these 140-pound rankings to see, Oscar Duarte, Arnold Barboza Jr., Alberto Puello. I think this is where we should go now. We should start focusing on guys in the top 5. I think it's time to start fast tracking him. Hell, get him in there against a Sandor Martin. Those are the names I think they should really go for next and just start fast tracking this guy and not bullshit around. Because guys, even when I look at the fight, he was supposed to fight Zaire Abdulayev. Remember, he fought Raymond Muratalo, who's fighting Andy Cruz. What's that going to be in January, February? DAZN and Matchroom announced. And he fought Devin Haney years ago. But after he lost to Devin Haney, he had a nice little run of fights until he met Raymond Muratalo and he got outclassed. But even if they were to do this fight, he would have probably stopped him too. So that makes you look and say, okay, all right, this guy, he's clearly above the rest when it comes to skill set. So I don't want to see him against an Antonio Moran, a Jack Rafferty, Steve Claggett, Pierce O'Leary. It's time to get him in, maybe a Jermaine Ortiz, maybe. But I can see it. I don't know what title he'll be able to capture. Let's see. The Subriel Matias Dalton Smith fight just got bigger just off of Azim's performance alone, or at least to me. And when is this fight going to be, by the way? Let me get you the exact date. It is going to be January the 10th in the Barclays Center. And by the way, it is not doing well ticket-wise. Barclays Center is a huge event. A huge venue in Brooklyn. By the way, New York. And Subriel Matias being Puerto Rican. Okay, yeah, you can get a nice little crowd in there. But I'd be surprised if they get 5,000, 7,000 people in there, to be very honest. But yeah, I'm now officially on the Adam Azim. Is it Azim or Azim? Well, anyway, I am on the bandwagon. And I don't talk highly about fighters these days, especially when it comes to me seeing a special fighter. But yeah, I think this guy's special. So we're going to definitely be following his career. We covered the Limpin' and Harvard Davies fight. And I believe I covered one more fight before that. What other fight did I cover? I think it was just these two. None of these don't ring a bell. In fact, I can just type into YouTube and see which ones I covered. Let me see here real quick. Hold on, guys. Take your time out, like the video. We're going to be live after the event. As I said earlier, DAZN took my Richard Riakporhe video. Feels good to be back, right? And let me see. I don't have an Adam Azim video. What am I doing? Hold on, guys. I know I got a video around here. I think is this my first fight covering him? I know I've seen the fights. I'm checking my channel to see if he's on here anywhere. We'll just say search. There you go. There we go. Yeah, I covered the O'Hara Davies fight. I didn't cover the Limpin' fight, but I did watch it. I covered Dalton Smith. Okay. All right, with that being said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe on to the chief support of the main event, Jack Catterall versus Ekow Essuman. Probably going to put us to sleep, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.